I hope if you were celebrating Thanksgiving this past week, that you had a lovely time. I hope you got to spend it with people that were important to you. And I hope that you had some time to rest and recharge and celebrate all the good things that have happened to you this year. I know that I am super thankful for the amazing things that have happened in my personal life this year. And rather than talk about anything particular in the EV world, I figured that today would be a really good chance for me to be thankful for all of the things that's happened to Transport Evolved over the last 12 months. First off, I'm super thankful for all of the new patron supporters that we've had, or rather the Patreon supporters that we've had join the Transport Evolved Patreon page in the last year. We've gone from having a reasonably modest number of supporters to a much higher number of supporters. And while the actual money that we're bringing in hasn't grown a whole lot in the last 12 months, what has grown is the number of people. And so we've gone from a few people donating a large amount to lots of you donating smaller amounts. And personally, that makes me super excited and super grateful, because I would much rather have lots of small donations, because it shows me that you are all supportive of the show and that you like where the show's going, you like where the channel's going, and you want to support it. So that's the first thing that I'm really thankful for. Next, I'm super thankful for the growth that Transport Evolved's YouTube channel has had this year. We have grown to 66,000 subscribers approximately in what seems like no time at all. This time last year, we were under 40,000 subscribers. I haven't looked up the numbers, but we've had a really big growth in viewer figures and subscriber numbers this year. But also, we've had a fantastic growth in our watch time. You know, back in January, I think we had maybe 300,000 or 400,000 views in the month of January. If you translate that to October, where we were like 1.2 million views, and November's not over yet, but we are already looking like we're going to be either just below 1 million or just over 1 million views in a month. And that just blows my mind. So I'm really thankful for everybody who supported Transport Evolved by just watching, even if they're not subscribed, even if they're not a Patreon supporter. I am super, super grateful to all of you for that. The next thing that I'm really super grateful for this year is this fantastic studio that I'm in, and all of the computer equipment that I have been able to buy or lease as a consequence of Transport Evolved's Patreons and the increased ad revenue from YouTube and all of the other things that we've been able to do. And it's really nice, because this time last year, last November, I was still working in an office in downtown Portland, yes, but I had a cubicle. I basically leased or rented a cubicle in a WeWork office. Some of you may know what WeWork is. It's a co-working space where you can either lease a desk or you can actually lease your own personal cubicle, but it's basically a glass cubicle with a lockable door. And my cubicle was big enough for my computer, and that was it. So I had to record all of the shows at home in front of my fireplace. And then I had to drive into work to edit it. And it was a nightmare. And now, because of you guys, because of the growth of the channel, I now have a studio. I have a set, which is right behind this camera, with a green screen, with lights. And if there's a breaking news story and I happen to be in the office and I've got time to cover it, I can literally bash out a script, take 5 or 6 steps, maybe bounds, can be in front of the camera and record it. And I can be here until work is finished, and then I get to go home. And I'm so grateful for that separation between work and home life, because this time last year it was hell. I hated it. I had to ask my family to go through a lot of sacrifices in order to help me make this content. But now everything's here, everything's under one roof, and it's all thanks to you guys. So I'm super thankful this year that we've been able to do this. We actually took the office over in January. So that's when we moved in, just after CES. And it's been amazing, guys. It really has. I'm also super thankful even for Erin, our animator, who joined us in August. Erin and I have been friends for a little bit longer than the time we've been colleagues. We've known each other through other communities. And so when I heard that she'd graduated and she was looking for a job and I was looking for an animator, we said, okay, let's try it. She came and worked for me for a month as an independent contractor. And at the end of the month, we were like, yeah, we want to hire you. She is only part-time, but already she's transformed the way that Transport Evolved works. She's made my life easier. She's produced some amazing animations that you guys absolutely love, and you've been really positive about the feedback. So again, I'm super thankful for Erin, who is, again, only here because of you guys and how awesome you guys have been. Next year, I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to expand into a proper warehouse setup, so we can actually have multiple sets and maybe somewhere where we can get a car in and maybe work on a car, because I know some of you want us to do some conversion stuff. I would love that to happen, but we need to grow a bit more. But for now, I love where we're at, and it's all thanks to you. Finally, I'm thankful for the amazing support and love that I've had from other YouTubers and other journalists and people who cover this sector. A lot of industries, a lot of sectors can be very kind of backstabby and backfighty. And while there are some outlets in this particular sphere, and there are some car companies that don't really appreciate what I'm doing, and there are some more kind of fanboy-y sites out there that necessarily don't agree with how I do things here at Transport Evolved, or how we do things here at Transport Evolved. There have been some great supporters, especially Robert and the Fully Charged team back in the UK. They have been amazing, and I am so honoured and so grateful that they invited me to be part of the Fully Charged team at Fully Charged Live. I mean, I wasn't Fully Charged team, but I was one of their guests. I was there, I was on stage, I got to be in the panels as a panelist, and they were so welcoming and supportive. I'm really grateful that they've asked me to help write something for the almanac that they're producing for 2020, which again is just mind-blowing. I'm so grateful that they're supporting me, because we are technically rivals, but it feels like we're all part of the same family. And I'm super thankful for that. I'm also thankful for, the amazing support that I've had from other broadcasters as well, the other journalists, other YouTubers, especially Alex from E4 Electric. He's been incredible. We've worked together on some stuff. We did obviously some stuff back at CES in January. And it feels like in the EV world, in the future transport world, we're throwing each other bones. So if something comes across our path that we're not interested in, I can throw it out to Robert, or I can throw it out to Alex, and they do the same thing for me. And honestly, I am so thankful and so grateful. And yeah, I'm filled with joy knowing that Transport Evolved is growing the way I want it to, the way we want it to. This year, in addition to all of the increased eyeballs and the increased revenue and the increased popularity of the channel and the show, there have been some things that have been tough to get hold of, like people recognizing you at stoplights and kind of waving at you and trying to talk to you through your car window, or spotting you on the train. And, you're not really in that mind space, but then when someone talks to you and tells you how much they enjoy the show and how much they like your content, it's a really wonderful feeling. So if you see me out and about, please don't be afraid to stop and say, hey, I love what you're doing. Because while it's a bit weird and I'm still getting used to it, and please forgive me if I'm like a little thrown by it when it happens, because I still am, please keep doing it, because I'm also very grateful for you guys telling me that you're enjoying what you're doing, especially when we live in a world where comments on the internet do tend towards negativity and hate more than they tend towards positivity and love and support. So Thank you. I want to know, though, what you guys are thankful for this year in the world of cleaner, greener, safer and smarter transportation. It doesn't just have to be electric. It could be anything. You know, you could be thankful for a new energy generation method, or you might be thankful that you've been able to upgrade your car from an internal combustion engine vehicle to a hybrid, and then maybe you're planning to get a plug-in hybrid or some other vehicle down the line. Tell me what you're grateful for, and I'll read the comments and I'll share it with everybody else. I hope that the rest of your week goes well. Just as a reminder, I'm not going to be in the studio this week. I am at the LA Auto Show, and then I'm in Chicago for another convention, I'm afraid. They happen to coincide. Sorry. I'll be back properly in about a week's time, and then I'll be here all the way through until Christmas. And then the next thing that will make me go away will be CES in January. So you'll get me for a significant amount of time. Sorry. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for watching. And as always, keep evolving.